and services.
And Total Health in Grand Pavilion. Change the way you manage your family's health. Visit www.totalhealth.ky or call 333-2222.
And now, Radio Cayman presents The Business Buzz, an insightful and fresh take on a variety of issues that impact the local business environment. This is where we address the business topics that matter. Radio Cayman's Business Buzz. Here's your host, Anita Khan.
Good morning and welcome to Radio Cayman's Business Buzz. It's a beautiful Tuesday, July 4th. Happy July 4th to all our American residents. I want to say good morning to Silver Fox holding it down this morning. Good morning to our guests in the studio. Good morning to you, our listeners, and of course, those of you joining us via the World Wide Web on YouTube. Two segments on the bus today. The first, we will speak with Stefan Pryor, associate and overall broker of Property Cayman, and next to him we have Jude Holland. She is also a real estate agent, and they're both from Property Cayman. Following the 8 o'clock news, traffic and weather, we'll put the spotlight on Lake Classique as they celebrate 40 years, and we'll have Mrs. Donna Myrie. She's the owner, proprietor of Lake Classique, and of course she'll be our guest in the studio. But first, we turn our attention to Jude and Stefan. Good morning.
Good morning, Anita. Thank you for having us on.
Oh, you're very welcome.
Yeah. We're excited to be here this
you're
morning.
Both bright-eyed and bushy-tailed.
Yeah, well, it's slightly earlier than normal start, but yeah, nice.
It must be the free-flowing traffic this morning,
It was
right?
a beautiful ride in
breeze.
this morning.
Yeah.
Absolute breeze, yeah.
It was. Well, good to have you in the studio this morning. It's all things real estate.
It's always all things real estate. When you're out and about, people ask, how's the market? And obviously this year, with high interest rates, high inflation rates, the market has, shifted a bit. So we're, here to chat to that.
We love
today.
it. We love it. Well, welcome. Now, Property Cayman, can you just give a bit of a history of Property Cayman? I know we've had Michael in here and he's done the whole thing.
Yes.
But we want to hear from you.
Yeah, for sure.
Or Jude.
Yeah, I mean, the firm was started 3.5 years ago in order to give a much more boutique level of real estate experience and guidance. It's one of the most fundamental pillars that we all have, in our lives. We all live in a property. And so we wanted to provide a first-class service to the people of the Cayman Islands where they can get, just candid, straight-up real estate advice.
Mm-hmm. And that you've been doing, right?
We've certainly been trying to do our
good
best
job.
for that. Yeah.
And what is it now? We're 4 years, Property Cayman, since we branched out on our own.
Yeah, it's probably nearer
Yes.
4.
4 years. Now, you're also the founders of Property Cayman Cares.
Yeah.
Just give us a little rundown.
Sure. So Property Cayman Cares is an initiative that was set up about 2 years ago with the idea to help, those in needs when it comes to real estate. So we, as, companies are often asked, for donations and charitable gifts, etc. We wanted to, and, we're big philanthropics, but we wanted to give back specifically to the property sector. So a portion of every single commission that we receive from selling properties is put into a fund and then injected into affordable housing for the Cayman Islands.
I know it's always hard to part with your commission, but but this is good.
Yeah, it's fantastic. And you know what? It's really nice to know that you are doing something and a part of the solution and not just neglecting the problem, I think.
So you're both Property Cayman, but Stefan, I met you since 2013.
It would have been 2013 or end of 2012, maybe. Yeah.
You were fresh on the market.
Oh, I was fresh. If you see my my billboard photo from then, I was clean shaven, no wrinkles. I was fresh.
Yeah, I think you just started, and we had a showing. You had a listing.
That's right.
And I was showing. It was a good meet.
Yeah, a lot has changed since then, but yeah,
I'm proud of
those
you.
Days fondly. Yeah,
stuck with it, and you're obviously enjoying this.
Yeah, no, I do. And we've got a great team at Property Cayman.
Yeah.
And yeah, we put a lot in, but we get a lot out.
Okay. So, Jude, how long you've been doing real estate?
So I have been with Mike and Stefan nearly 6 years now. And my background, I came from a finance and investment world background, and started when I first moved to the island, started with the Butterfield investment team. And then I was at Dart for a little while, which is where the real estate angle came in. But I've been really, really enjoying it. I love these guys. I love the team. I love what we stand for at Property Cayman. And thoroughly enjoy working with all my clients and customers and providing some good solid advice. And I always came into it saying I wanted to just provide value and, give the best advice that I could.
Well, I think you're both doing a good job.
Yeah, thank you. We
Thank
try.
you.
We try.
Now, what are some of your main services at Cayman Property?
Yeah.
Property Cayman.
Yeah. The main one is sales. So we assist buyers when it comes to selling their property and purchasing a property across all price spectrums. And it comes down to understanding the client. What is it they're looking to achieve with a property purchase, or similarly with a sale? What is their time frame? Where are they looking to go from there? And we call that the customer's property journey. For us, it's not just about one quick sale. It's very much, as I said at the beginning, we all live in properties. Hopefully you're gonna will be involved in that life cycle for 50, 60 years plus. And it's about providing a consultancy service for that lifetime.
What's the most interesting thing that for you as a real estate agent?
Oh,
Yeah, that's a good question.
I think you become so intimately involved in people's lives. You're not really just a real estate agent. And this is something that I would say I didn't even think I realized. Sometimes you're a counselor.
Yeah.
Sometimes, you're holding their hands as they go through what is often one of the biggest decisions of their lives, right? Selling a property, it tends to be our biggest asset. Yes. And I think there's a lot of importance placed on that. And that's not something everybody realizes initially.
Yeah, no, I'd agree. You get it's the property, the bricks and mortar is actually somewhat secondary. You get very deep with people and really understand their whys and what makes them tick, and from there you can then assess what the best property or the next strategy would be, because we also assist people build portfolios of investment properties, etc. And so it's really connecting with people on a deeper level and assisting them throughout their property journey.
But at deeper level, most times is with the vendor. A lot of the time,
the vendor, the vendor, if they're needing to sell in a pressured scenario, or they're going through some really tough life changes, then yes, with the vendor, but then also with the purchaser as well, because somebody may come to you saying, "I need to buy a house." Well, why do you need to buy a house? Well, I've just been kicked out of this other place, or I'm new to Ireland, or my wife and I are divorcing, and it sort of goes from there. But yes, there's a lot of different avenues it can go in, for sure.
And I think as well on the buy-in side, we often help with relocations, and that's really a person's introduction to the island, and we're the first port of call. And that's a really, really fundamental time in somebody's journey as well when it comes to real estate, because you're not only introducing them to the properties, but also to life in Cayman and what it's like to be here. And that's a huge part of what we do too. I mean, we sell the island, and this is our home. And so, we both live here. We've been here for a very long time. We're really passionate about Cayman. We love, this is our home. And so we're sharing that with people too.
Actually, I'll give you a really good example. So yesterday, so it's Bank Holiday Monday, there's a lady that we recently helped rent a property to. She's relocating here on the island. We also sold the property for the previous vendors, and we found them a tenant they were purchasing for investment. She arrived yesterday, arrived at the property. I met her there, helped her with the bags inside, gave her a quick orientation of the house and the complex. She didn't have enough cash for the taxi driver, of course, didn't accept card.
Right.
And so sort of I, nipped to the car, grabbed some cash, paid the taxi man. She was all settled, super grateful, and, sent her on her way. But so it's just those little details, making people feel comfortable.
So you do rentals as well?
We do, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And property management as well, which we
Yes.
launched about 12 months ago. And we just realized it was a fundamental piece to the real estate business that we weren't involved in. But if we're, selling investment properties, or if somebody leaves Ireland and they need their property taken care of, we didn't feel comfortable not being able to offer that service.
It's a good package.
Yeah, exactly. So it's we're very much customer first, and it's whatever is best for the customer is ultimately what's good for the business and for the island all round.
When you just stepped into the studio, into the room this morning, Stefan, we were talking about market trends. You're in the supermarket and somebody's always out there.
Yes,
What's going on?
Everywhere you go.
Everywhere you go.
Yeah,
What's
yeah.
going on? What's going on?
How's the market?
How's the market?
Do you know, and the reason people ask the question, how's the market, is because they want to know, what's my property worth? How rich am I? Or is now a good time to buy or sell? Yeah. But in short, the 2023, we were looking at the stats, has definitely been a slower year. Market volume, in terms of volume of sales, is down about 23%. So that's a fairly significant shift.
That's a drop.
It is. But bear in mind, the last 5 years have just been an absolute, upward trend of real estate sales in terms of pricing and volume. So it's been a runaway train 4 or 5 years. So actually, this slowdown is, whilst it is significant compared to 2022, in the overall scheme of things, it's not necessarily a bad thing. It makes for a more sustainable market.
Yeah, and I think, sorry if I could just add as well, I know we'll probably get to this as well, but interest rates really did take a lot of the heat out of the market. And, we felt that that was necessary as well. It's exactly what they wanted to achieve. And it has been happening. There's different sectors of the market that have been impacted differently as well, which I think is important to point out. But it's slowed down, yet we still find the demand is high. And in the scheme of it, our inventory is actually still very low in Cayman as well.
On which level? Was it the lower side?
Lower to mid sector. So we're finding anything below 2 million has definitely been more of a challenge. And that's because most of those people in that market sector do need finance. And so the banks, yes, of course they are lending, but people are saying double the interest rate that they saw last year. And that's, everything's more expensive, including just cost of living as well with inflation. And you go to the supermarket, you notice it. So it's all of that, less disposable income for people.
Yeah. But maybe, Stefan, you've been in the game longer than Jude. Do you remember the times when you can get an apartment, a 2-bedroom, 2.5 bath for, say, 135,000.
So my first apartment, which was about 9 years ago, was 175,000 in South Sound. It needed a lot of work. It was a foreclosure, but yeah, it's obviously there's nothing like that nowadays. But it's not unique to Cayman. I think the world over, obviously property prices increase, which is what you want in any market. The last thing you want is just year on year decline of property values, because then nobody would buy a property. So you want steady appreciation. I just think in recent years we've seen significant appreciation, which has made property a lot more unaffordable for quite a few people.
Now we've had the 2023 market report, second quarter. Can you give us an update? I haven't had time to check it out.
Yeah. So as the main ticket item there is that volume of sales is down 23%.
Right.
And then second to that, days on market has increased, certainly for the mid to lower entry.
What do you think that is?
Yeah, very simply due to interest rates. So a lot of the people, it's certainly sub 1 million. A lot of those buyers are looking for financing. If they're going to the bank, they may not be able to get the financing that they were previously approved for the property that they're looking to buy. And so that really is stalling the low to mid end of the market.
And Even if I can add, even in cases where people are getting financing, it's not the terms that they were hoping to get. And so in that case, if they're under contract on a property, often they've made the decision at that stage to withdraw and pull out, and then you're seeing the property come back on the market. So we've definitely seen more of that. And then we're seeing more seller reductions. So if potentially perhaps sellers have priced according to sort of 6 or 12 months ago, and those properties haven't moved, then they're beginning to bring down pricing to attract a bit more interest and hopefully get those properties sold.
I think also, just to add to that, it's a lot of it is confidence. Some people may be able to afford and may be able to buy, but they're just sitting, waiting, seeing what happens.
Especially now.
Yeah, for sure. So there's a lot of people just sitting on the fence at the moment. Waiting to see how it shakes out.
What would happen, say, for the rest of 2023, for those people who cannot afford housing, property?
Great question.
In that 2 million bracket.
Yeah.
Most people can only afford, say, up to 300,000, 350.
For sure.
Even the working class, young people.
Yeah.
What is there for them, Stefan?
Yeah. If it's somebody that they're buying their first property or looking at getting on the property ladder or back on, I would suggest obviously save for the deposits and just really, and it's very easy to say, but try and bring expenses down as much as possible. But with high inflation rates, high cost of living, appreciate that's not the easiest. But there are still opportunities out there. And so it's one thing I would say is if you see a property that is maybe under contract, but you like the look of it, we're seeing a higher than normal fallout rate of sales. So definitely reach out to the agent or the developer selling it and see if they've got any other inventory that might be coming to market or how secure that offer is on that property. Because just
keep an eye on it.
Yeah, keep an eye on it. And I know that there will be properties coming to market at that $400,000 price range. And I would say it may not be your dream home, but it's just about getting on the ladder, getting that process started, and then building equity in that property, and then upgrading over time. So that would be my biggest piece of advice. Yeah,
Great
just get
advice.
on the ladder.
Great advice.
Yeah.
We've got to take a quick break. Thanks to our sponsor this morning, Cayman Insurance Center and Total Health. We have in the studio Stefan Pryor and Jude Holland, both of Property Cayman. Okay.
The Cayman Islands boasts of a long, colorful, and rich history. In tribute to our roots, Radio Cayman, the voice of the Cayman Islands, is pleased to bring you the Historical Vignette Series. Brought to you by Rotary Central. For more than 110 years, Rotary members have used their passion, energy, and intelligence to take action on sustainable projects. The Cayman Islands, He hath founded it upon the seas.
Anton Bancroft Borden. Anton Borden came of age at a time when educational opportunities in the Cayman Islands were very limited, and he made the best of what they were. In 1943, he left Cayman to seek his fortune in Colon, Panama. After 4 years, he returned home and started his own business, which included barbering and opening a modern dancing studio. He was elected as vestryman representing Bordentown. With the advent of constitutional change in the late 1950s, he became a founding member of the National Democratic Party and was elected under their banner in 1960. His political career spanned 12 years. He was married to Vernice Nee Miller, and the two had 5 children.
Since 1993, Rotary Central has worked diligently each year to provide quality bus shelters to our community. A traveling convenience to our school children, the elderly, young people going to work, guest workers, and visitors using the public bus. We, Rotary Central, help you, our advertisers, make it happen. Your marketing dollar travels a far way. Positioning your message, your product, your services, your presence in over 83 bus shelters. Every dollar you spend, every advert you place helps to build another bus shelter, providing modest comfort for Cayman travelers. Reserve space now on the only billboard medium in the Cayman Islands. Email rotaryshelters@gmail.com. rotaryshelters@gmail.com. The Bus Shelters, a partner in community convenience. Another inspiration program by Rotary Central Cayman Islands.
Radio Cayman's historical vignettes was brought to you by Rotary Central. For more than 110 years, Rotary members have used their passion, energy, and intelligence to take action on sustainable projects.
Homeowners, protecting your family and property is crucial during the season, and you should always assess insurance needs long before a storm makes landfall. Most insurers won't issue new policies or increases when a storm is imminent. Cayman Insurance Center's team of professionals can help owners like you find the most comprehensive coverage and competitive rates. Call the insurance professionals at Cayman Insurance Center 949-4657 or email info@cic.com.ky. Don't take chances with your family's future or your valuable assets. Call Cayman Insurance Center's insurance professionals today at 949-4657.
How life treating you? I don't know how you do it. Traffic, errands, and don't forget work and chores. There is no time. I need to get Sarah a dental check, and Grandpa needs a checkup too.
Oh, I'm no supermom at all. But if you need all services under one roof, look no further. Try Total Health. They offer such great quality care, and we're able to work with my entire family and our busy schedule. Guess what? They are open 6 days a week and welcome walk-ins too.
Total Health at Grand Pavilion on West Bay Road. From Junior's X-rays to your daughter's dental care, their suite of services encompasses diabetology, ophthalmology, gynecology, ENT, physiotherapy, pharmacy, on-site laboratory, imaging, and the list goes on. Total Health is your one-stop convenient family healthcare solution. All the services of a hospital without the hassle.
Total Health in Grand Pavilion. Change the way you manage your family's health. Visit www.totalhealth.ky or call 333-2222.
Tune in every Monday through Friday at 12 p.m. for Radio Cayman's Midday Newscast. Radio Cayman, the People's Station, your trusted official source for the latest news. The 12 p.m. news is proudly brought to you by Health City Cayman Islands. World-class healthcare within your reach. Business Buzz.
Anita Khan.
Business Buzz is sponsored by Cayman Insurance Center and Total Health. Good morning if you're just joining us. Thank you so much for doing so. We're heading up to 8 o'clock on our first segment on the Buzz this morning. We're speaking with Mr. Stefan Pryor and Ms. Jude Holland, Property Cayman. Am I pronouncing your names correctly?
Yeah.
Pryor?
Yes,
Pryor.
Pryor. Yeah.
Like Pryor Lake in Minnesota?
Oh, is there one there? Okay.
I think.
Stefan Pryor.
Pryor, okay.
Yeah.
And Jude
that's
Holland.
it.
Oh, you're good, yes.
Yeah.
This
And,
morning,
Anita, you thought it was a man coming in?
yes,
Yeah.
I looked at the name and I said,
Yeah.
Jude.
Yeah.
Oh.
And then it was a nice surprise, wasn't it?
Very nice.
Yeah.
Beautiful surprise. No. What advice would you give for someone who's thinking about purchasing a home or a property, period? You did give a few details, but we've got some more in the bag. Stefan.
I think if I start, I think there's actually a window of opportunity now as we enter into the summer season. It does slow down, Anita, as we were just talking about.
Okay.
And what you may see is some sellers who maybe have a timeline to sell are anxious to get their property under contract. So for buyers, there's a window of opportunity there to potentially take advantage of that. And I think, we mentioned also there is some reduction in pricing going on as well. So have a look at the market, look at those properties that maybe have seen some reductions or properties that have come back on market, because that's an indication that a seller is very willing to sell. And if you're a willing and able buyer, then there's the potential to make something happen there. So I think there is an opportunity if you're in a position to move forward.
And yeah, just to add to that, I would say, and this goes through all of our advice, but it's, if you're a buyer, just don't panic. Don't worry about interest rates being high or, whatever else. If your goal is to buy and you can't quite afford to buy at the moment, that's fine. Stay the course, continue to save. And then, in time, you will be able to buy and rates will come down, whether it be end of this year, more likely next year. but it will happen. I feel as though there's a lot of, well, there can be despair if you're, frustrated not being able to get on the market. But as I say, have a strategy, continue to diligently save, and then when the time is right, then,
go for
make your purchase. And also just continue to educate yourself. If now is not the right time for you, still go out, go to open houses, look online, see what values for properties are, and you'll quickly build up a good archive of real estate knowledge. And then, when the time is ready to buy for you, you can buy.
Yeah, the more homework you do as a buyer, the better, I always say. So I completely agree with that. Get out to see everything you can, even if it's well in advance of when you feel you may be ready, because that time will eventually come and there is no rush. I always do think that when you're ready, when you have your finances in place to make a purchase happen, and also when you feel it's right. There's a lot of emotion attached to a home purchase as well, especially if it is to be your home. And so, take your time. There is no hurry in this. It's an investment at the end of the day, and it's really important that you make the right decision for you.
What would you say about the sellers, the vendors who are holding off on listing? What would you say to them?
Yeah, and we are.
As a real estate company, you want to have those listings.
Yeah, of course.
You need those listings.
Yeah, our advice always comes down to what is best for the client, and if now is the right time for them to sell, then fantastic. And it's the same whether you're a buyer or seller. Just don't panic. If your interest rate is higher than you'd like it to be at the moment, your first reaction shouldn't necessarily be, right, I need to sell the home and get rid of this, because it's not that it's a bad it's not that it's a bad asset or a bad property. It's just that your interest rate has doubled in the last 12 months, and so it may be putting a bit of pressure on you. But there are other options. You could go back to your bank and renegotiate, or go to another bank and see if you can get a lower fixed mortgage. You could rent that property out and move to another more affordable property. So there are certainly options available. What we want to avoid property owners doing is panic selling and then regretting that decision years later.
Okay, for someone who has never, tried to sell a home before and don't know how to start the process, what would your advice be to them?
Yeah, I would say first and foremost, speak to or get referrals from friends.
Call Stefan.
Get referrals.
I would say speak to your friends that have had a good experience with selling their property, and probably interview 2 to 3 different real estate agents who have experience in the sector that you're looking at, and also that you get on well with and trust. I think that is fundamental. I think a lot of people, when they're in a panic scenario and want to get as much back from the property, they'll list the home themselves online on an online portal, thinking that they're saving the real estate commission. But actually, any buyer that comes along says, right, well, I know you're not paying a real estate commission, so I'm going to knock 5 to 10% off the price automatically. And so statistically, you actually, homeowners that sell the property themselves sell it well below market value. And so we would always advise to speak to a professional.
That's right.
Yeah, someone who's operating in the market day in, day out, and actually understands exactly what's happening in the market. I feel that sometimes, and it's a personal choice, and we support whatever a seller decides to do, but I feel sometimes it's a disservice to themselves, because we do typically see for sale by owners, they're under the market value, they're under what, I guess a professional would price the property at. So something to consider.
But typically a vendor would want to know how much they want to make from the sale. Is that right? How much they want to have in their pocket at the end of the sale.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, in most cases, yes.
And having said that, for some vendors, timing may be more important. So if they really need to sell quickly, they may forego a higher sale price in order to, get the property sold quicker, because it relieves an element of stress from their lives.
Now, Property Cayman is a member Cereba.
Yes, correct.
Now, we have how many Cereba brokers?
Yeah, I think there's
About 30-some, 36, 35?
I'm not too sure about brokers. There's about 279 agents. Yeah.
Ooh, okay.
Yes.
Wow, that's a lot of competition.
Yeah, I mean, a lot more from when you worked.
Yeah,
in
well, it
real
was
estate, I guess,
189.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah,
Okay.
something like that.
Yeah.
No, what's your niche? How do you compete? I mean, it's everybody's in competition. No, don't tell me we're not in competition. That is not no. It's always real estate is always competitive. Sale, that is. No, how do you at Property Cayman keep up? How different are you?
Yeah.
What's your niche? What's your
ultimately-
comparative advantage?
Yeah.
Even though you're all cerebral.
Yeah,
members.
I think ultimately it comes down to putting client first. And if you put the client first, take money out of the equation, you will make the right decision every time. And so that's exactly what it is. Do what is right for the client. And I think that's where we've had a lot of success over the years. And clients appreciate that, because even if you talk somebody, so typical sales mantra is, buy this house, buy this house, buy this house, and doing whatever you can to make that client buy that house. Whereas if you actually, if you know in your heart of heart that that's not the right house for them, and you say, do you know what, Anita, I don't think this is the right property for you. Hang fire. I think if you wait another month or two, I've got another one that might be coming on that might be more suitable. Even though you would have bought that property and been fairly happy with it, you will then, and I get you an even better property, you then go home, you rave to your family and friends about how fantastic Stefan was, and then word of mouth spreads from there. Whereas if you buy that property and you're like, it's nice, but actually, it's got a little bit of a leak in the roof, and then
That's a buyer's remorse.
Yeah, and then a bit of buyer's remorse, and that's what we want to avoid. So I think that is fundamentally where any success we've had comes from, client first.
Yeah, I would agree.
You'd agree?
Yes.
And I
100%.
forgot to ask you, can you give me contact details for those who are listening?
Absolutely. If you go to propertycayman.com, we have a fantastic website where we try and put as much information and articles and share value there, and has a lot of great properties on there as well for you to find and search.
And you can find us on Instagram and Facebook, which will all be linked from the website.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you so much, Jude and Stefan. I wish we had more time. We went straight
thank you,
into
Anita.
overtime. Thank you so much, Stefan Pryor and Jude Holland,
Thank you,
Property
Anita.
Cayman brokers.
Thank
Not
you.
brokers, agents.
Agents, yeah.
You want to be broker? Are you
Well,
broker?
associate broker.
You are
Yeah,
you
yeah.
associate broker, right?
broker, yeah.
Okay. All right.
That's all good.
Thank you so much for being on the buzz this morning, and good luck. Happy selling. Great sales.
Thank you.
It's time for the news. Thanks to our sponsor this morning, Cayman Insurance Center and Total Health.
Radio Cayman time check now, 8:01. This time check brought to you by our friends at Foster's.
At Foster's, you'll always find the biggest specials on the products you love.
Just like bubbly sparkling water, only $5.49, save 70 cents. Or Dr. Organic Body Wash, just $5.99, save $3. And Banquet Pot Pies, only $1.59, save 60 cents.
You'll find even more great specials in-store or online with Foster's Go. Foster's, better prices because we care.
Price is good until May 17th, 2023. Find more specials at fosters.ky.
Satisfaction is guaranteed 24 hours a day, whether it's music or information.
From Grand Cayman to Cayman Brac to Little Cayman, we've got you covered.
You ever hear a thing like that?
Radio Cayman in the Cayman Islands.
The 8 a.m. news is brought to you by ValueMed Pharmacy. Save time and order your prescription refills online at value-medpharmacy.com. VALU-medpharmacy.com.
For today's biggest news.
Radio Cayman, the voice of the Cayman Islands.
With your latest news, I'm Carsley Fuller. An official ceremony is held to celebrate Cayman Brac Daycare Center's good rating by inspectors at the Office of Education Standards.
We are absolutely excited to celebrate the work of the staff and students of the Cayman Brac Daycare Center, the district administration team, and of course the parents and guardians for their collaborative efforts, which have resulted in the achievement of a good rating from the Office of Education Standards.
District Commissioner Mark Tibbett says the Department of District Administration hosted an event to Cayman Brac to officially unveil a new building sign that conveys the good rating. The school's previous 2022 assessment was satisfactory. A quick reminder for folks wanting to take advantage of the summer break to enjoy some public spaces. CIGTV's Donna Bush has more.
Now, anyone wishing to use public lands will have to follow the correct process to gain permission for public land usage. Public Lands Inspectorate Chief Inspector Winsome Pendergast says anyone requesting use of public land is required to book the desired site to be used and, where applicable, obtain the necessary permit, whether they are a vendor or not, to operate from the location. Even in areas where a permit is not required, the public must book the location requested to avoid conflicts, to ensure fairness in the booking process, and to prevent abuses of the system. Now, failure to book your location will result in the site not being reserved for usage. The ministry responsible for lands, Public Lands Commission, and the Public Lands Inspectorate is set to launch a public education campaign in the coming weeks to provide opportunities for the public to engage with the team and learn more about the work and the services of the Public Lands Commission and Inspectorate. Now, if you'd like more details on the work of the PLC, you can go online to gov.ky/PLC.
And the National Gallery is in Cayman Brac and Little Cayman over the next few days for an exciting week of programming. You're invited to join them at several free community events. Taking place today from 1 to 3 is the Seniors Tour and Tea for individuals 60 plus at the Little Cayman Museum. Tomorrow from 10 until noon, it's the Seniors Art Afternoon and Tea for individuals over 60 at Cayman Brac Heritage House. On the 6th at 10 a.m., you're invited to a watercolors art drop-in inspired by highlights from the collection at the Cayman Brac Beach Resort. That's open to all ages. Also on the 6th at 5 p.m. is the 3rd Cayman Islands Biennial Tour and Talk with the Director and Chief Curator, Natalie Urquhart, at the Little Cayman Museum. On July 7th at 6 p.m., you're invited to Conversation Circle at the historic Eldorado House and Cayman Brac National Trust for the Cayman Islands. For more information, you can email education@nationalgallery.org.ky. Now with a check of international news, here's the BBC, which will take us out of the newscast. I'm Karsley Fuller from Radio Cayman's newsroom.
BBC News with Julie Candler. UN aid agencies have described the scale of Israel's military operation in the occupied West Bank as alarming. They say they were prevented from entering the refugee camp in Jenin to treat the injured. At least 7 people have been injured in a car ramming attack in Tel Aviv. The assailant was shot dead at the scene. The Palestinian group Hamas said it was the first response to the military operation in Jenin. The UN Nuclear Agency has approved Japanese plans to release water from the damaged Fukushima power plant into the sea. It said the radiological impact on people and the environment would be negligible. A Russian investigative journalist and a lawyer have been beaten and mistreated while travelling in Chechnya. Masked men broke into Yolyena Milashina's fingers, shaved her head and covered her face in dye. Vladimir Putin has claimed that Russia is developing like never before, despite Western sanctions. Mr. Putin was addressing an online meeting of leaders from the Shanghai Cooperation Organization. The head of NATO, Jens Stoltenberg, has announced that his contract has been extended by a year. His term as Secretary-General was due to end in October. South Africa's deputy president has condemned the actions of his police protection staff after video emerged of them attacking people on a Johannesburg highway. The footage shows the officers dragging a man from a car and then stamping on his head. Civilians in the Sudanese city of Omdurman say violence has escalated to its highest level in weeks. Residents say they're terrified by the intensity of shelling and ground clashes. BBC News.
The 8 a.m. news is brought to you by ValueMed Pharmacy. Save time and order your prescription refills online at value-medpharmacy.com. VALU-medpharmacy.com.
Now, more than ever, supporting your immune system is crucial to helping your body fight off illnesses like the common cold, the flu, and COVID-19. At ValueMed Pharmacy on Walkers Road and in Buttontown, we carry all the essential vitamins and minerals to help support your immune system and improve your overall health. Some of our top immunity support picks are vitamin C, vitamin D, zinc, elderberry, and quercetin, or the popular 7-in-1 immunity support. Our pharmacists are always on hand to help guide you and answer any questions. Visit ValueMed Pharmacy on Walkers Road or Buttontown. Live happy, live healthy with ValueMed Pharmacy.
Stay in touch with Radio Cayman with the latest up-to-date, accurate news and information. For your convenience, the headline news will be repeated on our sister station, Breeze 105.3 FM, weekdays at 8:30 a.m. Follow Radio Cayman on social media, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, or download the Radio Cayman app in the App Store or log on to www.radiocayman.gov.ky and stay connected to what's happening in the community. Radio Cayman, your voice, your choice, your radio.
Each one of us is different, and so are our health needs. Health City's executive health checks are packaged for you as an individual, including optional add-ons tailored to your health journey. We have a variety of health checks to suit your age, gender, lifestyle, and family medical history. Visit healthcity.ky to find the health check package that suits you best and book your Health City health check today. At Health City, we know healthy looks different on everyone.
Radio Cayman News.
On this public holiday, we celebrate the birthday of His Royal Highness King Charles III.
Our first King's birthday celebration in the Cayman Islands and the first for our new governor.
Let us all give 3 cheers for His Majesty the King.
Radio Cayman. Your voice, your choice for today's biggest news.
The 8:12 a.m. weather report brought to you by CG Britcay, where people come first. Good morning, Cayman. Let's take a look at your latest weather. Compliments of our friends at CG Britcay. Present temperature 85 degrees Fahrenheit. It's a bit cloudy now, but it feels like about 96. Winds are out of the east-northeast at 11 miles per hour. Relative humidity 80%. Last night's low temperature was at 84. And the barometric pressure now at 29.97 inches. The pressure gradient over the Northwest Caribbean will continue to support light to moderate winds and slight to moderate seas across the Cayman area over the next few days. So our forecast for today calls for partly cloudy skies with a 20% chance of showers. Temperatures will rise to the low 90s. Winds will be easterly at 10 to 15 knots. Seas will be slight to moderate with wave heights of 2 to 4 feet. Then later this evening, partly cloudy skies with a 20% chance of showers. Temperatures will fall to the upper 70s and winds will be east to southeast at 10 to 15 knots. Seas will be slight to moderate with wave heights of 2 to 4 feet. High tide is coming up in the next hour at 9:42. It's going to be low at 4:10 p.m. and high again at 11:07 tonight. Sunset this evening will be at 7:06, and the outlook is for an increase in cloudiness and shower activity expected from Wednesday as a tropical wave moves through the Western Caribbean. And that, my friends, is the latest weather brought to you by our good friends at CG Britcay.
Take some advice from your Aunt Angie. If you're going to invest in an exotic pet, choose anything but a Norwegian forest cat. Apparently, they will eat all your jewelry. Before you know it, you're racing to the vet when your cat escapes from his carrier and lunges for your earrings. You crash and your cat swallows your pearls. But if you're smart, you'll have CG Motor Insurance and get the best comprehensive coverage for the price.
Get the best comprehensive coverage for the price. CG Britcay. Good like that. All benefits are subject to policy provisions, including eligibility at the time of service.
The 8:12 a.m. weather report brought to you by CG Britcay, where people come first.
During these unprecedented times, Radio Cayman, the voice of the Cayman Islands, is pleased to bring you the Cayman Strong Series. The Cayman Strong Series is brought to you by Encourse Cayman. Visit encourse.ky to view a full list of wellness services and their qualified team. Encourse Cayman, health, wellness, and happiness.
Achieving our goals is rewarding, but at times can feel frustrating, especially if and when we miss our target. As you approach your goals in life, set yourself up for success.
When setting your goals, be realistic. It's important to set realistic goals and say no to distractions. If you overcommit, then you may have difficulty sticking with your goal. Keep your goals doable. Choose goals that mesh with your other responsibilities. You may also need to tweak either the goals or other priorities if you find things aren't going well.
Change your thinking and change your life.
During these unprecedented times, Radio Cayman, the voice of the Cayman Islands, is pleased to bring you the Cayman Strong Series. The Cayman Strong Series is brought to you by Encourse Cayman. Visit encourse.ky to view a full list of wellness services and their qualified team. Encourse Cayman, health, wellness, and happiness.
These days, feelings of loneliness, anxiety, stress, and depression can be overwhelming. Just know you are not alone. Encourse Cayman offers private mental health services for children, teens, adults, and groups. Visit encourse.ky to view a full list of wellness services and their qualified team. Encourse Cayman, health, wellness, and happiness.
The traffic report is brought to you by Subway. Planning a meeting, event, or office celebration? Visit subway.ky to place your catering order today.
All right, once again, good morning, my friends. Let's take a look at the latest traffic situation. Of course, we got some traffic build up along Crew Road, similar along the Linford Pearson Highway, and of course on Bobby Thompson Way as you make your way into the Georgetown area. Not too congested this time of the morning. Looking down at West Bay Road in Ritz-Carlton, traffic flowing into the Georgetown area smoothly. So far, so good. Getting a little bit slow in some areas, but of course it's moving along. More streets in Georgetown, Edward Street looking fair to find, similar with Shannon Road, and of course Godfrey Nixon Way. Good flow of traffic in the western direction towards Eastern Avenue. Remember, just one cruise ship is in port, so we'll have some visitors ashore taking in the sights and sound of Georgetown and of course Grand Cayman. Of course, we still have some traffic along the Esley Tibbetts Highway, some light traffic coming off there, some traffic along North Sound Road. As you get to the Butterfield roundabouts, some light traffic as well along Huldah Avenue in the northern direction towards the CNB roundabouts. And of course, other streets filtering in. We've got Walker's Road, we've got some moderate traffic there as well, South Church Street into Seafarers Way. And North Church Street, beware of crossing pedestrians in that area. Heading towards the airports, light traffic. Of course, Cayman Brac and Little Cayman, light traffic this time of the morning. Your traffic report brought to you by our good friends at Subway.
From boat days to beach gatherings, leave the catering to Subway. Choose from small and large sandwich platters, double meat wrap platters, and top it off with optional cookie platters for dessert. Or ask about our Subway box to go with the option of 6-inch or foot-long sandwich, 1 cookie, and 1 bag of chips. For all occasions and celebrations, let Subway focus on the food so you can focus on the fun. Visit subway.ky for catering options. Subway. Eat fresh.
The traffic report is brought to you by Subway. Planning a meeting, event, or office celebration? Visit subway.ky to place your catering order today.
Business Buzz. Business Buzz with your host, Anita Khan.
Hello, good morning and welcome back to the Business Buzz. It's 17 minutes after 8 o'clock. Thank you, Silver Fox, for the traffic report, CG weather, and just about everything else we just had. It's time for our second segment this morning on this beautiful 4th of July. We just commemorated our Constitution Day yesterday, and he's hoping everyone had a wonderful weekend. I had a wedding, a 2-day wedding. It's almost like Bollywood style, but it was awesome. Congrats to the newlyweds. And we've got in the studio this morning from the Classic Shoe and Leather Emporium, Ms. Donna Myrie. Donna, good morning.
Good morning.
You're no stranger
to
our
morning.
studio. You're no a stranger to our studio. 40 years in the business, Donna.
Yes.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you
Happy
so much.
anniversary.
Yes, and thank you, Cayman. It couldn't have done it without the Cayman Islands community. For sure, for sure.
What exactly, which day did you start?
May of 1983. Le Classique was born in tiny little store on the ground floor of Elizabethan Square in Georgetown. 40 years ago, like you said.
Ago. Yep.
So it's certainly been a journey. And
that building was up there maybe just about a year.
Elizabethan Square.
Before you, if my memory serves me right. These days, it's not doing very right. So, but I think, yeah, it was just about 1982 that building went up. Maybe if somebody knows, they'll call us. So, but anyway, 40 years in the business. Congratulations again, Donna. How does it feel?
Well, it's a great feeling. Like I said, I'm really grateful to God Almighty for giving me the strength to continue. And certainly, I have to thank the Cayman population, the community, for their support, their loyalty over the 40 years, because without them, I certainly wouldn't be around still. So, kudos, cheers to all the fashionable ladies that still come and support Le Classique to this very day. I know they have treasures in their closet because every day I get the door opens with someone coming in with a testimonial, a real life story about some piece of leather or some item that they've had that it's like they mark time when I was married, when I had my child, when I had my first child. And so it gives me great pleasure to know that I have touched the hearts and the souls literally of Cayman.
You have. And you still do. Now, Donna, we're going to take you back on that journey. 40 years.
The journey. I was 22, can I tell you? I was 20.
We're not checking.
22.
You're not checking that you're 61.
Yeah, it's okay. I'm fine. I'm fine. I switched it around,
You're not checking that you're a 61
2 years
baby.
ago, I had a sweet 16, This year, I was, 36, 31, whatever. Age is but a number, It's all about the memories that you make, the relationships that you forge, and the mark that you make. So I bear no grudges for the ages. I welcome the years. They've made me wise. And
so you were very young when you started this, 22 years
yes,
old.
22. I won Miss Cayman at 19.
Right, that's right.
So that was another great moment in my life.
I remember that.
So at 19, I did that. Represented Cayman Islands at Miss World and Miss Universe. So happy to still be an ambassador.
And you still look great. You still look like a queen.
Thank you.
You've kept that up so well. How do you do it? That's another question for another day. But today, it's all about your business. I have to control myself here. Now, Donna, you started, like I said, when you were 22. Why did you want to start your own business at that time?
Well, I think I always have had an affinity to find things. And when I was 12, I think I worked in the family business. You may recall that's another landmark store, the People's Boutique. And so my fashion sense was further enhanced from that experience with the family business. And every Saturday I worked, every summer I worked there. Then from there on, like I said, at 19, I entered Miss Cayman and won. And my most memorable moment was the shopping trip because I came back with 15 pairs of shoes. And so that kind of marked,
business
marked my well, I was 98 pounds then, so no clothes fitted me. So I had to have my wardrobe custom made because obviously
98.
I was size 0. Yes,
I remember that.
So you had those days of being under 100 pounds. You were 98 pounds as well. Oh my God, to be 98 pounds again.
I wouldn't go back.
No, I wouldn't want to go back. No, but yes, it was a challenge to find my size. So I just bought shoes, and so I think that kind of took me in the direction of my passion.
So how has it? It has grown, of course, from 1983 to 2023, but in between those years, what was it like for you?
Well, a lot of challenges, but I have to thank my father because he actually co-signed my very first loan, which allowed the existence of Le Classique. And thank my bank manager because I worked at the then Washington International Bank, now Butterfield Bank. That was Nick Duggan.
Yes.
rest his soul.
Wow.
But he believed in me, and obviously we had the relationship from my being an employee there, and so he actually granted the loan that started Le Classique. And so, there will always be people that are special in my heart. He also went on to be the godfather of my son. So
Now
very
that's
special
something, yeah.
relationship that we built there. Friends that I had during that tenure, I still have. I went to one of their birthday parties just last Wednesday. So, we worked together and it was like a family. The bank was very small. And so we had a great relationship. And, it's just been a part of my life. The banking, they also sponsored me.
Miss Cayman?
So they were fine with me going on trips back then. We, the Miss Cayman traveled extensively to promote with Department of Tourism to promote the Cayman Islands. So, like I said, I'm still an ambassador, not just with Le Classique, with Badabanu as a Miss Cayman. So my journey has been a little bit of everything. So without shoes, though, I just wouldn't be sitting here. I think that has been my passion, and I've been proud to be able to bring quality, fashionable shoes. People still talk about, the years that they have their goods in their closets. And so that's a really good feeling. I mean, the trend certainly has changed now because we've had so many impacts on our life, on business. Yeah. And so, Le Classique has certainly changed with the times, which, without doing that, certainly wouldn't be here.
Now you have 2 locations.
Now I have one location.
Oh, just one location.
I have had in the past 4 locations.
That's right.
Le Classique started in Elizabethan Square, branched out to the West Shore, a further branch of an outlet on Smith Road. I think many still remember warmly. The last pairs went out there, and so it was always a great deal. And then I was in the Strand, and now returned to the Strand. Also was able to purchase my very own building in Georgetown on Mary Street. Spent 10 years there, so I have certainly been around.
I miss that over there.
I'm like a boomerang.
I miss the Mary that location.
You do miss Mary Street?
Mary Street.
Yes, I do too. I get a bit emotional because I thought that would be my landmark store and that would be my home, and it certainly didn't work out that way. But Le Classique is still around, still exists. Doors are still opened every day, and I'm grateful for that and the support of, like I said before, the community and coming in.
We're glad you're still open.
Purchase.
Oh, we're glad.
Yes.
I love your shoes, handbags. What else do you have now?
Shoes, handbags, luggage, accessories.
Do you have belts? I'm always asking about belts.
Absolutely. Okay. The full gamut. Land has been a company that I've dealt with for 40 years. And we've had people come in with bags that they've had for that long. Because it's about selling quality merchandise. I've gone out and sourced exclusive lines and have been able to maintain them over the course of, my time in business. And I'm really proud of that because, they say when you do what you love, you never work a day in your life. So every day that I get a shipment, it's like Christmas. And I do enjoy what I do, or I wouldn't be doing it.
Donna, I think I was just telling you earlier, I think I have a pair of shoes that's 40 years old.
It's possible. Yeah. It's possible.
And I meant to look for it this morning because I knew you were coming in to talk about this, and I forgot to look for it.
That's okay. That's okay. But, we have to bear in mind because, I had some people the other day saying, they don't make shoes like they used to anymore. I'm like, they don't make anything like they used to anymore. It's not about holding on to something that, forever. It's about the trend now is, use it for a time and replace it. But, I'm old school. I want something when I go shopping that I'm going to have in my closet for a while. I like classic pieces that are timeless. And so I try to bring that about with my purchases. Le Classique, like I said, we've gone through a lot of changes. The world has gone through a lot of changes. And so we've had to adapt, my purchases, even though I love to buy. That's one of my passions. I've had to curtail how I buy. you know, the times I buy, when I buy, how much I buy. You know, competition from online shopping has certainly affected retail in the Cayman Islands, and that's across the board, you know, not just with shoes. I mean, I can't even imagine ordering shoes online. I want to try it on. I want the treatment. I'm a shopper. I don't want to walk into a store. And right now, if you go to a lot of stores in the US, even in the UK, you could not see a shop attendant. You walk in, you find your own goods, you pay for it, you bag it, you leave. You don't see a human.
No.
So I'm so happy that I can say Le Classique has been reputed and still continues to offer the white glove treatment to all customers. Customer service is paramount to my being in business for so long. People come in, they're having a bad day, they need a shoe. It's like, I feel like I'm a therapist sometimes, you know, because you're having a bad day or you want to celebrate, whatever. And listen, speaking of celebrating, it's the 4th of July. So I'm really honored that Radio Cayman has invited me to be on for this interview on the 4th of July, because
you're very welcome.
We're celebrating 40 years all year, by the way. I've had my anniversary sale. We've celebrated Father's Day. We're going to have a men's evening. I'm going to have a spectacular evening that I want the whole Cayman Islands to come out. It will be held at the Strand because obviously it will be a sip and shop, but it will be going down memory lanes. I want testimonials from my customers, which are, you know, many and varied. And so I am looking forward to celebrating 40 years of retail excellence with the community all year. And so I want to invite you, Anita, to come in.
Oh, of course.
It's been a long
Thank
time.
you.
Come in.
That's a
Make
very
purchase.
public
I
invite.
want to invite the Cayman Islands to come in to continue to support Le Classique. Small businesses are the lifeblood of the Cayman Islands. And so we must understand that if you have a business and I have a business, support is important. And we must support each other, because that is how we will survive and make it to the next era. And
that's right.
You know, it's all about, like I said before, retail is definitely a key ingredient in our financial makeup.
Okay, let's hold the thought. Let's stick a pin in that. We're going to take a quick break. Sorry about that. Thanks for listening this morning. This is a Business Buzz, our second and final segment. I want to say thank you so much for tuning in. Thanks to our guest in the studio, Ms. Donna Myrie of Le Classique, celebrating 40 years. We're going to take that quick break. Thanks to our sponsors, Cayman Insurance Center and Total Health.
How life treating you? I don't know how you do it. Traffic, errands, and don't forget work and chores. There is no time. I need to get Sarah a dental check, and Grandpa needs a checkup too.
Oh, I'm no supermom at all. But if you need all services under one roof, look no further. Try Total Health. They offer such great quality care, and we're able to work with my entire family and our busy schedule. Guess what? They are open 6 days a week and welcome walk-ins too.
Total Health at Grand Pavilion on West Bay Road. From junior's x-rays to your daughter's dental care, their suite of services encompasses diabetology, ophthalmology, gynecology, ENT, physiotherapy, pharmacy, on-site laboratory, imaging, and the list goes on. Total Health is your one-stop convenient family healthcare solution. All the services of a hospital without the hassle.
Total Health in Grand Pavilion. Change the way you manage your family's health. Visit www.totalhealth.ky or call 333-2222.
Yo, big up Massive. Listen up, we got some good news for you. Digicel is bringing you the hottest deal in town. Send top up hassle-free to Jamaica with the My Digicel app. No fees for a limited time. Me people, it's pure love from Digicel. Send credit from the My Digicel app, any kiosk, or go to a Digicel store and show your loved ones in Jamaica you care. They will stay connected, chat, and stream without them fees. Spread the word. This is a big deal. Tell your mother, father, uncle, auntie, brother, sister, and friend. Don't miss out on this limited time offer. Send top up to Jamaica today. Digicel, the ultimate connection.
Terms and conditions apply. Visit Digicel's website or contact customer support for more info.
Business Buzz. Business Buzz with your host, Anita Khan.
That's right. That's me. Good morning. Thank you so much for tuning in. We're speaking with Donna Myrie. She's the owner of Le Classique Shoe and Leather Emporium. She's celebrating 40 years, and she's very proud and happy, and rightfully so. Right, Donna? Oh, she wasn't listening to you. She was on her phone.
Sorry.
Oh, that's all right. No, you're forgiven. You're celebrating 40 years. You're forgiven. Now, this business, Donna, it's serious business. Any type of business. Anything you put your finance into, it's serious business. Your time, your entire life.
Mm-hmm.
And you've been doing this for 40 years. Now, you have on a T-shirt this morning. You were telling me.
Oh my God!
That it has some
yes.
history. Paul, can we get a? No.
This T-shirt is from the very first in-store.
Can we get a shot of that, Paul? Yeah. Okay.
Fashion evening I ever had. And you see how thin the fabric is. But it means so much to me. Just like I know your bag that you bought how many years ago.
Mm-hmm.
And so many other customers and friends' purchases. They're memorable pieces. But this shirt really has special sentimental value to me. And like I said before,
it has held up well, like your business.
Yeah, it certainly has stood the test of time, just like Le Classique.
Yes.
So, I enjoy what I do. I'm happy to still be here. I'm thankful for, the support. I ask for the continued support so we could continue to be of service to Cayman community. And, like I said, I can't stop thanking the integral people that has helped propel me and Le Classique. Certainly my dad, he's 87, sorry. Ooh. He's 87, and he's not just a man in beef. He was a man in business as well,
That's right.
I think he introduced the first ever seamless flooring, I don't know, back in the 80s or the 70s. He did that. He's a developer. He's in real estate. So, business flows in our veins. And my aunt that's 96, yeah, let me get this right. My dad's 87, my aunt's 96, yeah, she's the big sister. We were able to go and celebrate with her just last Thursday, her birthday. She also was a part of Le Classique. She managed the Galleria store, and it's just been a great journey with lots and lots of memories. Certainly the challenges were there.
Do you still have employees with you who've been there for a while?
Not currently, but I've had Miss Sally's been with me for 26 years. Isley has been with me for 26 years. Jeanette, 23. So, I certainly have had long-standing Caymanian employees that have helped me build a business. Certainly couldn't be where I am today without them. So, just thank everybody. And like I said, especially thank the Lord for giving me the continued strength every single day to get up. I still go to work every day. Like they would say, probably about Donna, always late but always present. You're
always late. No, I don't. No, you were here early.
My hours.
You were here early this morning.
I thought the traffic. I thought I would have had traffic, but the schools are out, right? Yeah. So anyway, because my hours are 11 a.m. to 7 p.m. and that's daily, Monday through Saturday. And that works well because, if you have a early lunch, you could come shopping. And if you get off at 5 or 6, then you still have an opportunity instead of getting in traffic to come shopping. So, there's lots of new merchandise. Like I said before, a part of the enjoyment of this business is when I get a shipment. It's like Christmas. So I have Christmas often, not every day, but often, import duties would be an hindrance to having shipments every day.
True.
So, whilst the government has not increased any import duties, it's still hard for the normal consumer to come in and impulse buy because, you have to buy milk and bread too. So whilst import duties, as I said before, hasn't increased on a lot of pleasure purchases, there's still the same 22% on the shoes and everything else that we retail. But I mean, we all feel it when we go to the grocery stores. And so that will have a trickle down negative effect on, like I said before, the pleasure impulse buying, which is sad because, you know, like I said before, if you're having a bad day, you want to go and treat yourself to a new handbag or a new shoe.
That's what women do.
Absolutely.
We do that.
Shoe therapy, you know. So, yeah, and I know that we do have as well 2 entities. I think one is called the Small Business CISPA, and then there's the...
Right, correct.
So I'm not quite sure how integral the 2 entities are in assisting small businesses at this time. I know they have in the past. I haven't seen anything new roll out, and we are headed for the summer months. So it would be interesting to see what is planned for small businesses. I know I heard the Minister of Tourism reach out with anyone with new ideas that the ministry would support, because we're grappling for new tourism products to offer. So
I heard that too.
You know, I'm not quite sure what the direction is for retail, because that's my interest really.
That's why we do the Business Buzz, so we can promote those businesses, promote your business.
Yeah, thank you for the opportunity. You know, I really appreciate
business stays on the island.
Yeah, it should. You know, like I said before, we do have the challenge of the competition of online, and it will continue, because over COVID, we just learned, you know, to operate in a whole new landscape.
That's right.
And it continues. And
I just want to say, sorry, Donna, that if you're listening and you'd like to call Donna to wish her a lot more success and congratulations, please feel free to do so. The number is 949-6990. Let's keep it on one line, right, Paul? 949-6990. And I didn't even ask you, Don, if you want to take those calls.
Listen, I always welcome a call. Without a doubt, it's fine.
So,
love to hear
what's trending in leather goods for both men and women.
Well, what's trending is all the different features that you can now find on a bag. You know, the wheels can do 360 degrees.
Or you can sit on that bag.
You know, sorry?
Or you can sit on the suitcase and wheel yourself around.
Yeah, there's so much.
We've got a call, Donna. Good morning. Good morning. Hello?
Can you hear me?
Hi, we can hear you now. Hi, good morning.
Hi, Anita. It's Josani. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
She's my biggest cheerleader.
You know, us strong women have to stick together. I just want to call and tell Donna congratulations, and I'm ever so proud to call her my friend. And that is such a deep word. You know, we're more than acquaintances, which we have many of those, but Donna is my friend, and I'm ever so proud. And I want to thank her for her guidance and her strength and her continued joy to give us here in Cayman a piece of luxury that remains with us forever. Like, anybody that has a land bag knows where that comes from. Donna Marie Myron. Nobody else has a land bag elsewhere unless you go where she
That's right. That's right. Hi, absolutely. I was just talking about the same thing. Those land handbags.
Land is iconic, especially if you have one with her face on it. That is very rare.
Thank you, Josani. Thank you.
Thank you. Have a good one.
Bless you too.
Bye, guys.
Good. Have a good one, Josani. Now, Donna, you see how those land handbags come in? Yeah. We got another call, Paul? No. Okay. So, Paul, I'm on the phone. Now, for those who are just starting up a business, Donna, what would you say to them? What sort of advice would you give?
Well, you have to have a plan. That's the first thing.
Business plan.
You have to have a plan. Without a plan, there's, no plan. Fail to plan, plan to fail. Then
that's right.
Definitely a plan. Definitely develop your niche, know your market, know your customers, know what your customers want, know what's trending, know what it is that you really want in business, whether it's to make money, to make a mark, to satisfy a demand. But most importantly, you must have a plan.
Do you know people normally go into business as a hobby?
Well, that's not a business, is it? That's not a business. It's like when my dad was hanging it up with the beef, I said, Dad, let me give me a try at that. Let me run the beef business. No, Donna, you can't do that. You can't do that. I was like, come on, I've only been in business 40 years. Come on, let me do it, you know? Because for him, it was a hobby, I think, more than anything, you know? But he's retired from the beef business, and I think he misses it.
Oh.
And but I've told him, you know, I've made the promise that the 22nd of December every night, whether you're killing cows or whether they're whatever, we're having a party. So the Myrie's beef night will continue, you know, just like Le Classique will continue.
I don't eat meat anymore, Donna, so that's kind of bad news. But I would still wear a leather shoes.
But you know, can I tell you this? I've had of late to change up my buying, like I started saying earlier. There's a lot of people that are vegan like you. They don't want to wear leather. They don't want a leather shoe or a leather handbag. And so I do have a vegan line.
I didn't know that.
A beautiful, well, you know, you have some coworkers that have purchased those bags, like
I think I know
in every color.
I know.
So yes, vegan bags and vegan shoes for.
She didn't tell me that you have vegan bags and shoes, though.
Okay. Well, now you know, and now Kim-Ann knows. Yeah. Because we have to respect everybody's choices.
I appreciate that.
Yeah,
love that.
So diversification has been what has been key also for this continued success of Le Classique. Moving with the times, changing, you know, the trends and people that I admire. Some days I can't tell you that I don't have like there's a day that it's just completely dead. You know, retail is very, very up and down. It's fickle. Customers are sometimes fickle. They're not sure what they want. You know, it is a challenge. It's psychological. You have to get into people's minds. You have to help them make decisions. You know,
what would you say as one of your busiest days? Would that be Saturday, like maybe?
Normally on a Saturday, end of the month, thereabouts, or whenever we have our famous sipping shops. That's usually on a Friday evening, and
sipping shop.
Yeah, it's kind of like a happy hour shopping experience.
Okay. So I come in and I get
a glass of bubbly, and you shop and you just relax and enjoy the evening.
That's a good way to spend a Friday evening.
Absolutely, Le Classique in the Strand.
After a hard day's work.
Yes.
What are your opening hours on it?
11 a.m. to 7 p.m.
Okay.
Monday through Saturday.
Okay.
Fridays are the shopping days.
All right.
Le Classique shopping experience.
So what time does that experience start?
Well, it's 5 o'clock somewhere always, right?
Oh, that's right. Donna, we've got to take a quick break. And when we come back, we'll continue our discussion with Donna Myrie, owner of Le Classique Shoe and Leather Emporium.
Homeowners, protecting your family and property is crucial during the season, and you should always assess insurance needs long before a storm makes landfall. Most insurers won't issue new policies or increases when a storm is imminent. Cayman Insurance Center's team of professionals can help owners like you find the most comprehensive coverage and competitive rates. Call the insurance professionals at Cayman Insurance Center 949-4657 or email info@cic.com.ky. Don't take chances with your family's future or your valuable assets. Call Cayman Insurance Center's insurance professionals today at 949-4657.
Hey, is your phone slow, overheating, and dropping important calls? Don't fret. This summer, it's time to flip out with Digicel. Introducing the all-new Samsung Flip 4 with its sleek design and cutting-edge features. You'll flip into the summer in style and confidence. This summer, you can grab the all-new Samsung Flip 4, all just for $145. Flip into the summer with Digicel. Visit a Digicel store near you and grab the all-new Samsung Flip 4 and the amazing 7-day Prime Ultra plan today.
Business Buzz. Business Buzz with your host, Anita Khan.
Where did the time go, Donna? If you're just joining us, good morning. We're having a nice discussion here with Ms. Donna Myrie. She's the owner of Le Classique Shoe and Leather Emporium. Donna, you said you've been talking too much. No, you haven't. It's your business. Who knows your business better than you?
And guess what? It's one of my very, very proudest achievements. Besides, you know, my son, of course. But Le Classique is near and dear to me.
That's your second baby.
Absolutely. And they say you must not be emotional about a business, but I'm sorry.
Oh,
that
you
it's
have to
all
be.
emotion for me. From the time I make a purchase to the time it arrives in the store, it's all from the time the customer then, it's all emotion. We buy because we love, something moves us. You walk in because something in the window caught your eye, and I have to just take a moment to thank Edward Solomon, the late Edward Solomon. He was an impact also on my sense of fashion and quality. And he taught me a lot as well. He would send customers or close his store and drive people over to Mary Street when they couldn't find, they thought they would never find Mary Street, right? So Edward remains somebody very special in my heart and someone that I will always give credit to for the direction that Le Classique took as well.
Well, I tell you what, he'll be proud of you. And I'm pretty sure he was proud of you when he was here.
Yeah. Oh, God, yes. Absolutely.
I used to love his clothes, man. You're taking me back, Donna.
Yeah. Oh, well, they're all these are the pioneers in the industry.
Yeah.
You have Lana Kayaso.
Yeah, I was going to say.
She taught me a lot as well.
But now she's back in the business.
And she's back in the business. Yes, certainly. And so you can't say nay to the contributions of these icons in fashion. And so there's strong people that transcend time. They certainly have transcend time because she's had many stores and her sense of fashion and her creativity and her passion for the business still continues. And, I think that exudes to people like me because I keep saying that retail has its challenges. And so for you to continue with the passion and the drive and the stick-to-itiveness, it takes a special type of strength and a special type of commitment.
How did you survive those COVID years?
Wow. 2021,
2022.
Listen to me. COVID taught me so much. It taught the world so much. We operate now on a new landscape. It made me find strengths I didn't think I had. I mean, lockdown was not easy. I had M. I'm like, I'm going out today. I can't give a hoot. M-A-Z, lockdown. I just would go and sit in my store. I mean, obviously I couldn't open.
Right.
And then we were able to then do curbside, Lockdown then also gave Le Classique a new market because it forced me to establish a website. And so we had, I remember the first order ever. It was like, wow.
You didn't have a website prior to COVID?
No, absolutely not. No.
Wow, look at you now.
Yes.
Okay.
So, we offered curbside or delivery then when, the ease started to lift. But, COVID was definitely a year that a lot of businesses never even reopened. So I'm thankful that, I think I opened was December 2019 at the Strand. I just moved.
And then
COVID was February. So I was barely there, So yeah, it was certainly a challenge. So,
did you put your shoes, your shoes and your products online?
Right.
Everything so I can shop online.
Yeah, you can now too.
So people were buying from Le Classique online.
Absolutely.
Thus curbside.
Yes.
Wow, awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. Did you ever think 6 months prior to COVID that you'd be doing that?
Well, no, because I always see shoes as something that you have to sit and try and,
and feel.
Exactly. But a lot of people were working from home, so their shoe styles had changed. They weren't wearing heels. So we found then that when we did reopen, many women had plantar fasciitis, which is a terrible, painful. And so because they were either nothing at home or slippers, and so the foot just lost that, the instep, and everything was at risk. So we have a line of shoes called Orthotics that certainly address that, and I'm really proud to say that many women come in now for that shoe in every single color because it's affordable, it's comfortable, and it addresses the problem.
So it really is important having that online presence. So your Facebook,
Instagram, Twitter, a little bit of Twitter, certainly online, the website, leclassique.com.
Which one do you find is your most active that people would
people are on Instagram more. The older folks are on Facebook.
Oh, yeah. They'll move over soon.
But so,
They'll get a hang of it.
I mean, there's an app for everything. So, like I said before, the landscape of shopping and retail is changed, and it's continually changing. It's evolving. There's an app for everything. I mean, every single thing.
Yeah.
So we have to get with the cyber world. I mean, somebody was just saying earlier that, AI is going to take over everything. I was like, no, I beg to differ. A human still has to program.
That's right.
Recharge,
That's right.
whatever. But yeah, the world has changed with regards to doing business in every single sector, on every platform that we could even imagine. So, I mean, who would think that we could do meetings via Zoom? There's no longer in-person meetings, in-person shows. I certainly miss the shows, the shoe shows, the leather shows, because people came together. And that's not so much. People are still leery. There is still COVID out there. I mean, I heard the other day a local business had to shut down for 2 days because all the employees had COVID. I was like, wow, they still have that?
It's not even well.
But thanks to COVID, no thanks to COVID, we've had to alter our everything, our being, our thoughts, our practices. And so, it's just taught us to operate in a new world.
I think it's good, though.
Well, it's good and it's bad.
For those businesses.
But
really
whatever it is, it just proves that we're flexible entities, and we must remain flexible.
Let's go back to AI.
Why?
It's interesting because someone can come into your store, if you downsize, if you happen to have to downsize, and you have a laptop all set up, and they can just type in what they want, and all the information, they would come back to them, and they can just select what they want. They don't need that person to help them, size. I'll get to that point.
I don't know. I just feel humans, I mean, we're any opportunity that we can get to just connect with a human and interact is important. And I just feel, I'm old school, like I said before, that we need humans. We need that touch. I don't like going into a store and never seeing a human. I don't like the phone calls that go, can I have a human? I'm like, hello. So I am not of that AI, maybe in a few years. But right now it's about, offering white glove treatment to my customers when they walk in the door. I'd like to have a conversation. I like to know how their day is going, what's been happening, get caught up. Life is about that. We have to take time to spend time, because after all, what else is it about? We just go fast paced and
I
don't
agree
care.
With you. Oh, yeah,
grab a shoe here, No, let's take time. Let's take time and enjoy what we can while we can.
That's right. No, Donna, pitfalls in business. Every business.
Well, I've been through 2 recessions, okay? Pitfalls are there. They're going to be there. You're in business. Expect it. It's helpful to have a friendly bank, but I don't think any exists anymore somehow. It's helpful to have no red tape, or less red tape. Yeah. That is just
a bank that can believe in you, even if you don't have all the.
Well, banks now it's not personal. No, it's not personal banking. No. They should take that word out of the whole realm of things. You're now a number. I hate to be a number. I don't know. That's why I like living in my Cayman Islands, because people know who I am. They respect.
They know Donna.
Yeah, and you know who they are. And that makes a difference. We don't want to be numbers in our community. And I know that we're growing. We're stretching out to that 100,000 that they've promised, right? So maybe when we get there, we won't know each other. And we could certainly see the change in our island every single day that we drive down the street or walk down the street, whatever, walk through our town. We see the different cultures blending and melting and taking over almost. But you know what? We are still indigenous Caymanians that believe in ourselves, believe in our country, and we must stick together and support each other. That's the main key ingredient right now.
I'm right there with you.
You're a Caymanian. You've been here how long?
41 years.
Oh God!
As long as
you're a Caymanian. You've been here. You've contributed. You've meshed with the people.
Mesh is a good word.
Yeah,
that's a good word.
So we need to mesh more. I want to invite all the new Caymanians to come and experience Le Classique because, you're here, you're making money here. You should spend money here.
That's right. I absolutely agree with that. And you've been in the business when the population was about 35,000, Donna?
Absolutely. And I mean, during COVID, if we want to go back to COVID, we lost a lot of our population. And then the new community that we invited, they already were the wealthy. They already, they're not coming to shop. They're coming to escape and live longer. So, and probably visit their money or, whatever it is. But they're not here to shop and integrate. So, we have a shift here that we have to be careful with, not just for retail, but for our society and for how we're evolving as a people and a nation. We have a shift that we have to watch out for. I'm not quite sure, if the powers that be are aware of just how that shift is affecting. There's an undercurrent, I see people every day come in from all walks of life, I have to tell you. And the different cultures and the depths of the earth that they're coming from. How did you hear about the Cayman Islands is my thing. But you know what? I'm grateful if they come in and buy a handbag or a shoe and be a part of the community.
That's right. On that note, Donna, we're out of time. You see that you're watching that clock. We're out of time. But before I let you go, what events you have planned for this celebration?
Like I said before, we're celebrating 40 years of retail excellence in the Cayman Islands. And I am proud and I'm grateful to the people of the Cayman Islands, to Radio Cayman, all the media houses for the support and the promotion of Le Classique. So the party continues. They say I just love to plan parties, right? Parties and parades. So guess what?
Hey, that's fine.
I'm planning a year-long party for Le Classique. I want people to come in and celebrate, come in on a Friday, have a glass of bubbly, shop, be happy, leave with something that's going to be a treasured memory in your closet for years to come.
All right, Donna, congratulations again. Wish you well. We wish you another 140.
Well, I don't know about that, but for the time left, please do come in and shop and be a part of a Le Classique experience.
And thank you for being on the buzz this morning. Thanks to our sponsors, Cayman Insurance Center and Total Health. Thanks to Miss Susan Watson for producing the show. Thanks to our listeners, YouTube viewers, Paula Cal, Silver Fox, a.k.a. Silver Fox, for holding it down this morning. Of course, our guest in the studio, Miss Donna Myrie. Until Thursday, will be July 6th when we bring another Business Buzz. In the meantime, please have a wonderful day. From me, your host, Anita Khan.
The
Goodbye.
Business Buzz is proudly sponsored by Cayman Insurance Center, celebrating 45 years in the Cayman Islands, specializing in property, life, and other lines of insurance products and services.
And Total Health in Grand Pavilion. Change the way you manage your family's health. Visit www.totalhealth.ky or call 333-2222.